Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It's European Stories from a Union of Volunteers. The guest from this episode is Natalia Turzova. She comes from Slovakia and she's currently volunteering in Bordeaux in France. So thank you, Natalia, again for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and hello, everyone.
So, jumping directly into our first questions. Why did you decide to do an ESC project?
So I had this idea already for some years because I did Erasmus in Portugal in 2017, I think. And after I came back to continue with my studies, I was searching for another opportunity to go abroad because I really liked it. And I found out that there is this organization that is called Mladi Info that is now my sending organization. And they were located in my university campus. So I went there to ask, how does it work? And I even became a tutor for one volunteer from Portugal. And so I had this idea that I would really love to do ESC project, but it was never good timing until now. I applied last year in April, so like around this time last year, I was thinking about doing it, and I was already in my let's say adult life because I finished my studies and I started to work. And I felt like I'm not ready to settle down. And I felt like I would like to experience another adventure. And I really wanted to step out from my comfort zone again. And then it was the situation with Corona. So I was living with my parents. And I really felt like I need to get out of my house and of my country and do something different. So that's how I decided that now is the best time, because if I will wait until the Corona will stop, maybe it will never stop. So now is the best time to do it. That's what I said to myself, and I applied.
Great. And just for some background information, what did you study?
I studied, for my bachelor, I studied biology, and for master's, I studied genetics.
Interesting. That's quite cool. We will come to this later. And how did you exactly choose this project? You're in Bordeaux right now.
Well, this project, this year, it's already like a 6th season of the project. And I found about this project already, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But at the time I was still studying, so I couldn't leave. So I told myself that once when I will not have any university responsibilities anymore, and when I will be free, I will do it. And that's what I did. I found out that the project is going to be held despite of Corona, and actually I think it was the only project that I applied for. I did research on the website of ESC, but I'm really undecisive person, so I told myself that I will only apply for one project, and if I won't be accepted, it's a sign from somewhere that I'm not supposed to travel and I'm not supposed to do this. But luckily, I was they said yes, and yeah, it just happened like this. I didn't have any backup project or backup plan. So I was really hoping for being accepted, and I guess I was really, really lucky.
And when did you hop on the train or plane to go to Bordeaux?
Yeah, it was last year it was 5th September. I remember clearly. Yeah.
So what was your first impression when you arrived?
My first impression, well, I was kind of stressed and terrified.
Yeah, sure.
Because of the language, even though I was studying French for a couple of years, but I didn't, after my high school, I didn't really use it. So I forgot a lot. I would say almost everything. So when I came here, I was really, I was just stressed. And it took me maybe 2 weeks to start to feel like more comfortable and to not be shy to speak in French. And after that, it was really fine. But really, the first day, I felt like I have to communicate with aliens because I felt like no one understand me because I have this accent. I don't know how to ask people where to go. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was just confused.
Yeah, well, I can relate to this a lot because I did my EVS in Hungary, and also I think it took me 8 months to really speak before I understood and say yes, but like after 10 or 8 months, then I actually spoke. And last year, I remember also I was working in France on a goat farm actually, and I had the same problems that like in the first 2 days I was so stressed because I was I don't know it, I don't say it correctly. But then yeah, I think if you like overcome your shadow, then it's better.
I'm still kind of I don't want to say I'm shy, but sometimes I prefer to not say something, but say something and say it with mistakes. But that's not a good strategy. I think it's better just to speak, and yeah, of course you make mistakes, but actually no one cares. I think.
Exactly. And that's a very good sentence you said, I think. So, how is your accommodation you're living in?
All of us, because I didn't mention that, but we are 14 volunteers from 9 different countries, plus 4 French people, and all the 14 volunteers, we live in a dormitory together. We are in pairs, so 2 people per apartment, and I have my own room, and I share kitchen and toilet and shower and salon. I don't know. Oh my god! Sometimes I forget English words. Yeah.
The floor? No,
So,
living room.
yeah, living room.
Yeah.
Living room. And a living room I share with my flatmate. Actually, she's German.
Oh, really
as
nice.
well, and she's really really nice. So I was lucky with my flatmate. We live we have a nice atmosphere. We cook together, and I think I couldn't be more lucky. And the others, we are all just paired in pairs, and it's nice that we are together because it's easy to hang out, and we spend a lot of time together.
That's cool. So, what is your project actually about? So, what are your daily tasks?
My project is really, there's lots of activities. It's not just one thing, but the main part is, I forgot to mention that I'm an ambassador of European and Olympic values. So that's that's the name of this position, let's say. And the main task is to work with students with children of different age. The smallest kids are, I think, around 3 years old, and the oldest students that I had, they were maybe 19. But it really depends on school, on class, and we go to school to speak about our countries, to talk about European Union, to really, it depends on what the teacher wants from us. But the aim or the goal is to fight against stereotypes, against racism and xenophobia, and just sometimes, or I would say most of the time, we are the first foreigners that they can really talk to. And especially me, I'm coming from Slovakia, and sometimes they don't even know that this country exists. So we are trying to open their minds and to maybe motivate them to travel, to learn languages, and to not be afraid to try these kind of Erasmus projects. So yes, so that's the main goal. Then we are doing radio shows. We cooperate with 2 different radio stations, and we are always paired with different people. It's always a different group, and we can choose the subject that we will talk about. But it's supposed to be somehow associated with the European Union and solidarity and this kind of themes or subjects. Then we are organizing cultural and language events. for example, language coffees. At the moment, because of Corona, we have to do it online. But there is one language coffee that we can do even face to face. It's once a month. It's in a library. It's really nice. And then we are also organizing events where we are presenting our countries. Normally, it would be held in a like people would be able to come even to eat a bit or drink.
Yeah.
But because of Corona, we have to do it online. So every month we present one country from our project. Then we are working with old people, and we are. I don't know if that's the right word, but we are using Christianias, which is a bike that has two seats in front. And we are taking old people from elderly home to go outside with them and to ride them on this Christiania. And this way they can go outside a bit because usually they don't walk that much anymore, or they are just not, maybe they're scared to go outside by themselves. So this way they can go to park and they can be on the fresh air. And the last thing is that we're working with people with handicaps. For example, today we were working with people with mental handicaps, and we were teaching them how to ride a bike. Or, well, most of them, they already could ride a bike, but they were doing different kind of exercises. But we do not do many activities with handicapped people, I think because of Corona. So I think I said everything, I hope. And then we are also doing like sports sensibilization to motivate kids to do sport, and we are teaching them the Olympic values. So yeah, I hope I said everything what I wanted to say, but yeah.
Wow, that sounds very diverse, very interesting. And how does it work now? Because in the beginning you mentioned that you're going into schools and tell the kids and youngsters there a bit about Europe and about your culture. But how do you do it now with COVID-19? Is it also online, or are the schools still open?
There is a new lockdown in France. It started at the beginning of April, so schools are closed until 26th of April. So at the moment, we are only doing radio shows, and we are also doing the activity with old people or elderly people. But unfortunately, we cannot work with kids. And there was a lockdown also in November last year, so we didn't go to school for 1 month. So Corona quite affected our project, but I think we are really active people and proactive, so we always try to search for opportunities or search for activities or do something and not just procrastinate. So yes.
Yeah, nice. That sounds cool. And what did you like the most about working as a volunteer?
What I like the most, I think the opportunity to maybe change some perspective of someone, to open the mind of kids, like to show them that there are so many opportunities and that it's good to study languages, that it can help them in their future, or just to talk about my country, because it's not really it's not that known. And really they have no idea what does it look like in my country, or they don't even have any stereotypes because they know nothing about Slovakia. So it's really cool that I'm the first person that can show them something about my country, and then I can really represent my country. I hope that in a good way. And also sometimes just to have like a conversation with someone from the elderly house and to see how happy they are just thanks to us, thanks to the fact that they went outside with us to the park. These kind of small actions are making me really, really happy, because you can instantly see on their faces that they have just really nice day. And just like to be in this international environment and to share the values and stuff like this.
Yeah. And so far, has there been already some challenges to overcome?
I would say the challenge is always with the language, with the French language. Because most of the time we are working, when we go to the school to have a presentation, we are usually at least like 2 or 3 people. But sometimes sometimes we work by ourselves. And I remember when I was supposed to have a 1-hour presentation by myself in French language for the first time. It was really a big challenge for me. But I survived. So that's important. And also when you don't know what kind of students you can expect, if they will be active or if they will be shy or if they will be bored the whole time. Sometimes they may be like, I had only one bad experience when I could see that they were like 19, so teenagers. And I even cried after we finished the class because they were so mean. But it's life. You never know who you will meet, and it's nice to see like different kind of schools and different kind of approaches to education. It may be challenging, but it's always a nice experience.
Yeah. And I think also like this bad or challenging experience belong to it, and maybe you also learn the most out of it. So it's very important to have them as well.
Yeah, like what I learned is that I cannot take things personally. Because the kids sometimes, like in France, sometimes they're in school from the morning until 6 or 5 in the evening. So I really can imagine that they are just tired and they want to go home. And then someone comes there to talk about some country they never heard about. So it may be also challenging for them. Interesting.
And do you have already plans what you do when you go back to Slovakia?
Not yet. I was even thinking to stay in France because I really like it here. I feel super comfortable and people are really nice, and I would like to keep improving my French skills. So I'm not sure yet. My project is going to finish at the end of August, so I still have time to think about it.
All right. So, you're at dinner with some friends, let's imagine that, and everyone is telling a funny story. And which crazy story or maybe funny story from the project you experienced so far would you tell to them?
I don't know if it's crazy or if it's sad, or I don't know which word I would use for this. But sometimes the French kids, they are not really good in geography. And for example, we ask them like, in which country we can find, no, wait, how was it? Where we can find Rome. And they said, like in which country we can find Rome. And they said that in Athens, and this kind of stuff, like they really have no clue about the geography. And so sometimes we're so amazed, but now we just get used to it and we try to not to judge because they are still just kids.
Yeah. Nice.
Really mind-blowing what they can think about.
So now let's come to our checkout questions. How far would you describe your volunteering project in one word?
I would say life-changing.
And what is like one thing that you expect from volunteering or the months to come?
Well, I expect that the corona measures will be less strict and that we will be finally able to enjoy the real Bordeaux. Because when I came, the restaurants and bars were open maybe for 1 month and then everything was closed. So we didn't really enjoy the real life. And I expect to meet some new interesting people and to travel, to discover France. Because in our project is really amazing, actually. I have to promote it again. We have almost 2 months of holidays because schools will be closed during the summer. So we will have holidays, but we will be still part of the project. So I really plan to explore, probably with bike. So yeah, that's my plan.
Wow, that sounds great. So I wish you good luck for it. Hopefully it will work. And now it comes a very big question. What does solidarity mean to you?
Yeah, that's really deep. So solidarity means for me, I think, like to accept people the way they are and to throw away the prejudice. Oh my god, I cannot say these words.
Prejudice?
Throw away prejudices. And yeah, like to try to listen to each other without judging each other, and just to accept the other people the way they are, and to try to understand that like everyone has their story, and the way they are, it's because of some reasons, and we can all learn from each other. So just to be like open-minded and try to so help each other without expecting something in return.
So our last question, what song represents volunteering to you and why?
It's a song that is really unknown. It's a French song, and it's called Coro se Coro, which means like Corona is Corona. And it's like our, I would say, group anthem, because it just represents the situation, the whole coronavirus thing, and the lockdown, and all the measures that are happening. But it's at the same time, it's really funny. So I would say it's really perfectly represent my volunteering experience.
Nice. So I will put this song in our Spotify playlist, and I will of course put the link to our playlist also in the show notes, so we can all listen to it. All right, and with this song, we come to the end of today's episode. So, dear listeners, thank you for tuning in. And if you want, you can also leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts if you like it. And to you, Natalia, thanks a lot for joining today.
Thank you very much as well, and have a nice day.
Yes, thanks. Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.